Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Akimbo esports fans, my name is Get the Bag Mark. I'm here with big and tall Matt, and shortly we will be getting into things here on Ancient, as we did just get this IP and we are getting things going right now. But Matt, I know that we were even just with Mr. Noah French here at Fragacago last weekend. You know, we were talking to these guys about these playoffs getting going, and I know they were pretty hyped, but they actually just lost in the first round last night in an upset. So looking to bounce back, and they've got the same map pool, right, going into Ancient and then Nuke, but that third is going to be Mirage if we need it. So far, Akimbo, they're up 4-0.
Yeah, so far so good. Akimbo starting out on the CT side, so this is great on the T side of map that is Ancient. So let's go ahead and push forward here. Nice shot there from Nox, getting things open. Call me Sue, getting absolutely head ripped right off there. So a lot of presence right now, a lot of aggressive pressure coming from guys on Akimbo to go ahead and hold out on this round so far.
Certainly so, and Team DNA last night did drop as well, 2-0 to Pansu, and that was quite a series, Matt. I mean, Team DNA, I know a lot of people are actually favoring them in that. I believe I was as well in our LCA bracket breakdowns, but right now, trying to peek back in, and Nox actually finds the worst part of that engagement. Florence backing up into the site, last line of defense.
Just talking about how aggressive the guys were on Akimbo. You're going to see the restructure now already. Nox cut out in the open, though, on ramp. Will lose his life, but there's going to be Florence, like you mentioned, last line of defense, but we do have a teammate here. Let's see if they can go ahead and hold this off for as long as possible. It's going to be Nice. Now going to have to get aggressive here. Florence, mollied on out. But it'll be Taurus. First one on in. They go for one for one. On the back of the site, you're still going to have Nice. Is now still 2 players alive. 3, actually, for both of these sides. As gotta wait here patiently. Bomb not going to be planted. Katie taking away on in cheat. Can she find something to jiggle back and forth? It'll be Katie. Good for 1. Now have to start activating these jets as they got to get on the site. This will find 1 all alone. Can't do it. Flixie will find the last one for everybody. A team ace here coming from Akimbo, and now 5 in a row.
And this is looking like the Akimbo we know and love, getting off to a flawless start, even just battling out the post plants right there. They do it easily, and this is a CT side that is getting off to a great start, Matt. Flawless so far. This is going to mean infinite economic prowess, as really they've gotten out with a lot of lives in these situations, but you start to look down the line. Nox, Nice, they're already down to 2,000 respectively around there, so gotta keep it a little more clean, but you can't be all perfect.
Yeah, and you know, we got to talk to Flixie plenty at the LAN. He wasn't happy with his result. Really thought he was going to be able to beat who I believe was LAG. I can't remember actually who it was that knocked them on out, but it took him out of the money. So I can only imagine he's here to get some revenge. You know, that Hound game not sitting well either, as getting things started 1 for 1 right now. Going to bring it down to the 4v4, but both in Cubby and just outside of Donut will be 1 player on each side of that. So he's getting to in that engagement towards mid, but Katie here to help on out. Both these players are very low. She'll swing, she'll find 1. Beautiful shots there, but a smoke will come on through shortly. Denise not gonna be able to escape, but Katie still in a very aggro position right now. Can you pop off for another? Can't find it. She'll get hers, and some good damage onto, I don't know how you want to say that name. How we say that
we're
name,
going Soch goes for 2 right there. That's where we're gonna draw that line, but maybe trying to continue this domination. It already has found a huge head and finds another one, as now this is immediately responded to by Nox, but that A site, it's wide open, and he's got to run in, clearly maybe expecting the quick rotate from Donut, but they have spotted him in the CT smoke, and they will spam out. Team DNA find their first round.
Gotta find one eventually. They'll find theirs right then and there. It's now, you know, money. It's looking good right now for both these squads. I don't think we'll be seeing an op just yet. So I do believe, I think Katie and Florence have been swapping back and forth with the op. As if I do recall last season, she was on an absolute tear with it whenever she picked it on up, but Florence was the primary opera, if I recall correctly, when they played the Claymakers.
Oh yeah.
In the semi-final, or just, I don't even know what to call the losers bracket final. But here we are, Akimbo trying to make it to finals. They have a long journey ahead of them, non-stop Counter-Strike for, I believe, 8 days in a row. So regardless of who has to pull that off, good luck. But here we are, 5v5. Minute 32 left.
Oh, what an angle.
First of all.
Soch does find that. Nox falling first is a huge head to find, but they will just accelerate right into the site. Call me Sue, call him in the back lines as well, as Katie actually responds with that nade kill, but just to be burned out the box. Will try and get out, not with a little bit of that burn damage onto the feet, but Call Me Sue, similar situation, doubled up at Cave, and Flixie to break in, back of the site. Oh, almost finishes that kill. Flash not needed, and now Oaken, he can just look right into Cave, has Fern find that first head. Edbu to just run back in, Florence to find that flank, but I'm not sure if it's going to be much more than that.
Looking like a second round here for Team DNA. And this stack, Marky, got a lot of history with it. It's been like the same like group of 10 players through the last like 3 or 4 seasons now. So, you know, this time around, we're going to be seeing Oaken, who I believe was in ECL at one point. But the rest of the guys, I really just couldn't tell you on the top of my head where they are or who they are. Oaken and Gank on this roster, really the only two that I know. And no Gank, unfortunately. He's actually on each year, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
But 5-2 right now for Akimbo. Looking to bounce back here. I can only imagine it's an eco. We do have that hero AK. And MP9 coming out. All right, so get some buys to come on through. Armor, util, and whatnot. Only one kit as well, so that's kind of something we have to pay attention to here. Florence is going to be the one in charge of that kit. Deagles, I think they went ahead and resold the an MP9 there. So
yeah,
let's go and see what these guys can do on this eco.
No, certainly, and we obviously saw how these ecos could really be exposed yesterday. Not getting too many of them going, but then obviously you least expected, and Akimbo will just hit those headshots, right? Katie and Nice, Florence, all these players so good on the Deagle. We know Flixie can pop off, and I'm just foreshadowing it. There you have 3 pistol kills popping off simultaneously.
I don't know what it is, man. Pistols and CS2 are just so strong. Is right now in a very winnable situation, especially Nice. Should we see one here in a second? Just Call Me Sue. We'll go ahead and find one. Hunting for the second. Now time to activate. It'll be Nice from behind. They have absolutely no clue. As Nox will find one. Now they could just start getting aggressive towards them. They could just completely clash onto the site, and they will. Great eco right there for the side of Akimbo. Now giving them, you know, an even larger lead, 6-2. That was, I dare say, that was a much needed round there from DNA to start bringing this thing back, because right now, one away from securing this half is Akimbo.
That is such a great find and comes at an absolutely perfect time, Matt. You're absolutely right, but I want to go back to a point that you were bringing up in the Kari versus LAG game from the Fragacago playoffs that we had this weekend. That's another team that's storming through these advanced playoffs that Akimbo could see later on, right? LAG really waking up here when it matters the most. This is quite an organized squad. They were 9-3 in playoffs, but, you know, playing some of their best CS come playoffs time. So really very high expectations over there. They had a good, nice victory yesterday, and I believe today they're actually going up against Might. So obviously looking to see how that one finishes out. But Flixie back to the site, challenge 1v1, nades raining over 2 of them, and now mollied out. Flixie will swing with his brethren, now just doubled up. Nothing home.
All right, bringing it back. A main, very, you know, a lot of aggressive util towards A to get things started on both sides, really. Like you said, no one home right now. Flixie's like, where'd everyone go? He's waiting for them all to push him. But they're going to go ahead and, I dare say, chicken out. They knew the forklift certified Flixie was there. And, you know, I don't think I'd want to push him either. But here we are. All 4 players, excuse me, down mid right now. I said DNAs. They're going to make their way up to Cat. Katie will spot one. Surprisingly, will keep her life. A lot of damage. They thought that should have been a kill for DNA, and I think that's going to bite them in the butt here later. So here we go. Knock in the corners. Nice good for 2. And now activating will be Nox. Going to make it a 3rd now for the side of Akimbo. Is now it's just down. Soldier. So he's going to go ahead, try and make something happen. He'll be spotted. That'll be Florence cleaning it on up. 3 alive at the end there for Akimbo. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plays here coming from Akimbo. Getting the trade. You had 2 for Nice, and then I believe it was Nox just coming right on in there. Cleaning up those kills. Is now 7-2, man, securing the half.
That is ridiculous that Nice finds 2 in that position, but the timing also from that further cave swing is just ridiculous, ruining them with that late round setup, and that's where Akimbo are going to shine, just with the little things, right? Getting basic, right? I mean, some of these highlight rounds are going to come from Katie and mid, just popping off, right? Nox on the A site, just doing so well, excuse me, the B site, but Florence peeking out early. Not gonna find anything, but now just getting ready with these pistols, storming out of middle. Here comes Edbu to lead the charge. Now this house smoke fan, but this is actually gonna favor the T's for a moment. Team DNA finding an opening kill, but now you go into the meat grinder of Katie, who actually finds one, ducking out for a moment, and Flixie finds Edbu on the rotation. Call me Sue all the way into the site with a chance to plant and defend her team.
I have no idea how Katie's alive right now, or really how anybody else just isn't dead, but her and Flixie will both find one each. It's now Call Me Sue, last alive, 1v4. To be able to find one, name of the game damage, I guess. Trying to get that round win, but it won't matter. Flixie will find the kill and get that defuse. Now 8-2 in favor of Akimbo. So far, so good for the squad. And you know, Mark, I want to hear your thoughts about that game last night. The maps that were involved, and I mean, Hound just such a talented team. They lose Livid, replace him with Tatum. So back to that old core. So it's like nothing actually happened in the offseason, minus Magic for reason, I think, if I recall correctly.
Right, yeah. So, the Deviants duo came over. No, it was absolutely a ball. I mean, Tatum joining us with his presence for Livid is something that's absolutely going to be amazing. I love watching Tatum play, but coming together with Hound, I mean, that one had the recipe straight up for a trap game, and that's exactly what it was. Akimbo did fall right there, was sleeping a little bit. You know, I was thinking maybe coming off of these lands, having not playing together for even a couple of days, right? You can come off a little bit cold, and that's what ended up happening. But Call Me Sue finding a ridiculous wall bang just like that. That's going to be pretty ridiculous. Matt, I'm having flashbacks to Snab's double to secure the semifinals.
I would say if they want back in those semifinals, they're gonna have to go ahead and put in a lot of work here, as Knees first to fall. The op finally comes on out, unless it's come out before, and it's just been very, very quiet. But Florence getting mollied. Killer once again. He'll be taken on out, fully blinded. Spot Florence right before his eyes disappeared there, but here we are. Katie to activate now. Flixie as well. Can't do it. I'll be around there for DNA fighting their first, and I feel like quite a while. Now 8-3. Akimbo still ahead. Last round of the half.
And if this is how their CT side is going, I am just fearful of really whatever rounds we'll get on the T side. If they continue this domination, it might just be a quick one to get onto Nuke, which was their second map yesterday, Matt. And really, you know, when Hound picked into Ancient, really, when they won that, it was no surprise, right? We were expecting this to go to third. I mean, you know, you have a sub in Tatum, but Tatum is an ECL level player, right? That's just not any regular sub, the super sub at that. And so when you factor that all into account, and you're going into a map 2 like Nuke, there's no better way for Akimbo to bounce back. And they had this game in the grasp, but due to economic failure, just some unluckiness in general, they actually ended up slipping that lead, and Hound ended up winning 13-11. So that's how you lose that 2-0. I mean, it can be so slippery, and today they are back on their horse, 8-3 right now, and actually letting up a little bit of map control up to this cave, because Florence, he is all the way backed up, ready for you to just shut them down, and that's going to be a very nice start to the round.
Yeah, well, you're going to peek the op. You're with absolutely nothing. You're most likely going to die there. No idea that they could have known that Florence had that op, but regardless, but I'll be down a man, and you know, Ancient, Nuke, and Mirage. I'm at pool here tonight, so be able to see hopefully a bit more of a. You said it was economic on that Nuke. Hopefully, we'll see the economies reset themselves. Hopefully it looks better, obviously, but bring it back here to Ancient now. 8-3. One in Donut, one on site, 3 over there towards B, as DNA has to make a move here. 34 seconds left. I don't think we've seen a last second push out of them just yet, as Katie here in Donut will be a problem for them. And as here we go, all of the utes are starting to get thrown at her, and they're not going to fully clear Donut. This will cost them to start losing some lives, as Katie will activate to find 2. Gonna hunt for that third, but she's gonna run away now. No, she wants that up in her hands, so she's gonna be good for 3. Last alive will be Edbu, as he'll be able to take out Katie, but now pushing forward. 2 players in the front, 1 in the back. He'll be able to find 1. Go look for another. Can't do it. Katie good for 3 in Donut. Played a little gun game there as well, finding 2 with the rifle and 1 with that op. Going back to her roots there on Mythic there with that op.
Certainly so. I mean, the Katie Masterclass is in full effect. We love seeing her, especially on Ancient. I mean, this donut position is where you put your star rifler, and obviously Katie is going to destroy that, right? I mean, now getting up in this pistol round, these guys are hot to trot. Let's see where Akimbo decide to go.
no. Let's see the pistols. I saw somebody in chat. It was Power saying, we got pistol, we're winning the game. It's all over. So let's go ahead and see if that holds true here now as they're looking for number 10. 4 more rounds to win out map number 1. Map number 2 will be Nuke if needed. Number 3, Mirage. So here we go. Starting to form in mid. Having this lead player here in elbow. Interesting play there. I believe it's going to be Katie, but regardless, won't matter. On to the A site we go. So I believe that player will be the one watching mid. Flixie and Nox. Tag team. We'll go ahead and find one. Bomb now going to be planted. 4v5. These guys have to play retake here, obviously, but I don't think they really got. They got one flash and one kit to work with here. Orange has it in their hands. Let's see what they can do.
Oh, and now Nice just actually brought right off of it. Tapped on the bomb once, but really, you're gonna have to do much more than that. Tap twice, and now Florence just hopping back for a second. Katie will have to charge as well. That P250 can be so powerful. Tap the bomb again. When will you stick? There's got to be a conversation for it, but will you even have the chance? One kid picked up. Ed Buddha clutch. 1v2. Will you even get the chance? And Florence will just put you out. Excuse me, that is Flixie with that one tap to find 10.
Great round there coming from Akimbo. Losing some lives there towards the end, but it's not going to matter too terribly much. Ooh, hold on. Florence's knife combo, glove combo. I'm loving this right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not big on skins here, Marky, but ooh, that looks expensive. But here we are, though. Great round there coming from Akimbo on that pistol. Going to start looking for 11. DNA want to find their 4th. We are going to see rifles out already. The AK and Galil. MP7.
Very interesting.
With Florence getting really aggressive. He's gonna be able to catch player off guard. He will. Now we're gonna start storming onto that B site. Hopefully it'll bring a player on over. But if he needs to stay alive, no, he'll lose his life. Those 5-7 so strong. Let's see, we go onto the site. Nox looking for one. Okay, caught off guard. Can he go ahead and find the second? No, but that's good damage. Katie really wanted that kill. He's onto the site in this 2v2.
2v2, and these MP9s that have been bought up actually give them a great chance. Needs to put this bomb down right now, and will get it securely. Both mollies down because of it. Flashback into CT again. Just got to check that spot. One player just yet to be peeking in it on Sach. Will just take the space now. We'll have to deal with Katie in a moment while Nice calls for the swing in a minute, but the site, it will just be taken. Nice dancing around both of these opponents, cannot land the second spray, and then there is DNA with an upset round to find that force buy.
Hopefully this is, well, if you're a DNA fan, hopefully this is the start of your comeback, because Akimbo only needed 3 more. MR13 or MR12, so brutal. Typically, Mark, we talked about this a lot of frag. Those first 2 rounds of each have set the pace for the next few. So, you know, it's gonna go 1 for 1. So this next round completely up for grabs. But right now, if I'm looking, you guys on the side of your screen, for me at the top of my screen, I'm liking the arsenal right now for DNA more. But we already have seen Akimbo win an eco here with just pistols. Now here you are, 3 Deegs, Leo and an AK.
Certainly so, and love to see those Galils get up, be used a little bit more, not thrown away erectly. There you go. My goodness, Nice actually getting right out into mid, getting that opening kill. And that's going to be so impressive as Nox just spins around, got your back, and there is 2 opening kills.
Yeah, and that one of the FAMASas is going to go ahead and get picked on up. One more gun down for one of these 2 pistolers here on the side of Akimbo, as they still are trying to make it 11 here. A lot of presence towards B right now. Still some good amount of utility to start taking this site as well. Couple flashes, and here we go. Smoke coming on through. Katie, first one on in with the FAMAS. She'll be the one in charge of clearing this site. She'll spot 1, and her life will be saved from Nox. Is now pushing on through. Will be Nox, 2 in the back line here. Flash comes on through. He'll be able to find 1. That's 2 for the round for him, or 3, excuse me. Flixie wanted that Galil. Can he escape? The answer is no. Flixie will find the last. Now 11 for the side of Akimbo, and get timeout here. DNA, we got to talk about something here.
Yeah, certainly so. I mean, these timeouts are here for a reason, and it's you got to find the Heimlich, right? This is going to be their map selection into it. So now that you're on that defensive side, I mean, maybe there's not much more to talk about, but just go for a bit of a save if you can across these 2 other players. But you're going to see 3 force up pistols armor. They're getting an investment into this. Not going to be satisfied exactly with letting Akimbo get 12 for free, so they're going to try their damnedest.
Here we are now. DNA looking for 5. Akimbo looking to send this thing into map point. As now pistols and that MP9 rifles in the hand, MP7 and back in the hands of Nox. Once again, it's pressure here in Cheetah. Nox wants to get aggressive. He'll lose his life here very early on. Minute 20 left on the clock. Right now, similar defense setup here that we saw from Akimbo, but we are going to be seeing a player back in CT watching house in case anybody wants to push him. But for now, bit of a stalemate here. I think the Akimbo's waiting for somebody on the side of DNA, potentially get a little bit too aggressive and they get that free pick.
Absolutely, and that's just going to be caught slipping right in that cheetah position again. Just can't cover everything, right? And that corner will catch you off guard a couple times. But now Akimbo will silently link back up towards this B site where at least the majority of DNA will be. Deagle's at the most strong for the squad because at least you do have an SMG. I believe that's on Call Me Sue, who across the map, donut position, but certainly made their way back. Actually, no, that is that cave player. Nice opens things up back with the MP9, calling up the 2-piece, make it 3, right? Continuing this around on, a bit of bothersome through the smoke, but Call Me Sue continuing the domination, and there it is, an ace. What is that, Matt? Cut completely out of thin air.
You know, I want to say it's an eco ace, but the MP9 going to work there early on and was gifted that AK. So, you know, I guess we can say they've traded ecos now, so going 1 for 1 in that department. But 11-5 now. Akimbo still in the lead, obviously. I hate saying it like this, but they do have plenty of room for error. So if they do start, you know, getting a bit streaky on the side of DNA, there's a lot of buffer for the side of Akimbo, but hopefully it does not come to that. I can only imagine Flixie's trying to get this game over with so he can go play some Fortnite with our boy Spec, but jokes aside, we're gonna go ahead and wait here patiently. Nobody getting too aggressive just yet.
Aren't we all, now that Peter Griffin is in the game? But I digress. Oh my goodness. Oh. Flash thrown up and actually does not fool Nox. Nice headshot gained, and Sue will maintain, trying to get that man advantage back, and does. 4v4, shots popping off, but you see Akimbo, they are just coming over to this A site in due time, right? I mean, 2 players over directly in A main, and slowly Nox will join the crew, bringing that bomb over.
Time ticking down, 55 seconds left. They are going to have to go ahead and start making a move here soon. It looks like it's going to be A. Oaken all the way in the back line. Ed Boo in donut. So here we go onto the site. Some shots going on through, but nothing going to plan for that kill. Points attack 9 getting aggressive, as now you are going to be seeing that one player here in Temple. Oaken trying to find something here. He's no, can't do it. That'll be Katie, the one to find that kill. And realistically, this, I don't know if they want to save this or not. I think they're going to attempt to go for it, this 2v4. But you see Call Me Sue very careful of mid. Doesn't want to get flanked, but he'll be found. And at this point, probably just try and save Shirley, right? Money's not amazing for the CTs, but if they want to play for OT, they're gonna have to do. But Call Me Sue will push the site. That will be that. Katie will clean up that one now at map point. Luke gonna come here soon as Akimbo trying to wrap things on up here.
Yeah, and Call Me Sue obviously feeling themselves after putting up that ace, but no matter what shots that they could have hit right there, I mean, Akimbo would not have given even the light of day of maybe even more than 1 peek, but gets 0 at that. And now they're on map point, and it can put map number 1 away here. Nuke gonna be map number 2, and I know specifically, obviously, avenging their ancient performance of the previous night, but I know that that nuke loss stung a little bit more, so obviously looking forward to that.
Here we go. Not a lot to work with here. Can DNA start bringing this game back, or is it too late? Akimbo trying to find this last round as they're now making their way towards Tons. Call Me Sue, get left corner. Nade comes on through, won't connect. Denise will clear him on out anyways. Now 2 players left on each site. We do have this lurk from Florence, good damage, and it's going to force that player that was rotating over towards B to come on off. Taurus can rotate out Nice. It's now 2 players in donut, 1 towards ramp, and you do have this lurk from Florence, so still some gaming to be played here. It's still minute 3 on the clock as down goes Nox.
There is Katie trying to get back in, AK in hand, but this MP9 from this range is so deadly and only goes for the 1. 2 for 2 now. I think Florence's laser just spun out on his mouse. Unfortunate for him, but we'll have to push forward into it, Matt. Now in the back lines onto this, and you're actually going to be seeing Flixie dash away. Florence in the corner. He has stashed himself away right in this situation. Might just take out the 2, and he does. Matt, we're going to that map too, whether DNA likes it or not. We're getting that nuke.
Yeah, I mean, 13-5 victory. Quick work over here for the new Mirage.
Oh yeah,
Ancients, we love it so much. But I mean, statistically, you know, everyone pulling their weight by a lot. You know, MVP, I guess we can go ahead and give it to Flixie, 17-9.
Love to see that.
17-8 as well. So you know, either way, both these, I don't know, well, Katie and Flixie here both pulling their weight more than the rest. But you know, joking aside, great game overall. You know, on the defense, we did miss a few rounds getting into this just because the CS update messing with the Go TVs, but that offense was just easy. I felt like Akimbo made playing on the T side look easy for the 3 rounds we did go ahead and see, but man, those MP9s on DNA are just like,
they're ridiculous.
I mean, at this rate, it's just 5 MP9s out of Akimbo and they might lose like 13-0 here, man.
No, certainly so. And I mean, I guess we can look forward to Nuke. Maybe they'll hop on there. They should be starting on that CT side, as I am assuming this is Akimbo's map pick as it was yesterday. So they're looking to avenge that performance versus Hound, right? It was very close, 13-11, but that's what put them in their grave, right, to the losers bracket. And now the gauntlet starts. They've got this first map win, and Akimbo are back, but let's see if they can match that and take this 2-0. We're headed to Nuke in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are about to get into Nuke, but first, I wanted to tell you about this new Akimbo merch at shop.akimbo.gg. They got some fire stuff, as you can see. These white jerseys, the white baseball jersey, the elite home and away jerseys, and those 2 logo tees, absolutely fire. But now hopping right here into Nuke, Akimbo gonna be starting on that T side. Unfortunately, Nox taking a bit of a fall.
Here we get things going on. I can only imagine these guys got their gamer sleeves on right now. They do look pretty fire there in that shop. As Nox will find that first. Kamisu gonna make his way into lobby and find the first. Now pushing back onto this site. 2 players up into heaven. They're gonna hear that. Dooley's going to work. Nice will fall. It's gonna be a 3v3 now. Katie outside, 1 in heaven, and well, potentially about to be a second here in heaven.
Absolutely, but right now silence falls across, but it's actually Nox who comes from J-Hall. Does he expect this player? Fights pursue, but it is Sue to get 2, and now it's all left on Katie, left alone without the bomb. 1v3, 50 seconds left, the cards stacked against.
Can Katie cook? That's the question here. The pistol, very important round here, especially on your T side.
Oh, the timing.
Of the Nuke, getting these early rounds is looking directly above here. No, will be found. Call me Sue. Probably looking at her like, what the heck are you doing? And just takes her on out. So 4K for Sue. And that will be that. Getting the opening round will be Team DNA. As the buys will start coming on through as MP5. We've seen MP5 and MP7 already. I can only imagine we're going to see some sort of shotgun here later, but here we are. Guns being bought, obviously. It looks like a full save right now for the Akimbo crew. I lied. Deagles. We're going to have 4 Deagles in that 1 Glock. So let's go ahead and see where these guys want to go ahead and go here. Potentially do some damage.
Potentially trying to hit him up with those Deagles, right? Trying to go hunting outside. We know these Deagles can be strong, but from this range, we know these rifles can punish, but it's only that on Soch. Rest on MP9s. We know how deadly those can be, Matt. We were talking about it, but here is Katie. 1 shot, no wonder, into the heaven player. But now you will be refragged close. MP9 in hand. It's going to have to be a series of shots that pop off, but now Taurus spotting Nice inside. It is 1 at a time for Team DNA.
Right now, 2v4. The name of the game is damage. So we are going to start hearing some more shots pop on off. Bomb being left behind. Nox can go ahead and believe the one to retrieve it. Sue now in lobby could catch these guys on a flank as outside engagement. Here we go. Fight is back and forth. Flixie just trying to find something here, but trying to find one. He'll go ahead and do it. Now a second for Nox. The damage is good, but now they're in a winnable position. However, there's a player coming from behind.
No.
Mr. Sue lining him on up. We'll find one. We'll find two. But regardless, not going to be a DNA round, but the damage is great, especially going against those CTs. Certainly,
Matt, and the fireworks show is just starting to pop off outside with those series of kills, but Stu comes in to absolutely ruin things. 6-0 and is doing very good in their own respect. Oaken will get back up with the rifle, so does Sach, and now Team DNA, they will be fully equipped going into what is Akimbo getting up with these rifles. You're going to see Nice with the only Galil, actually Florence, to be matching him in that right.
Akimbo trying to get themselves on the board here, but these MP9s are so brutal. The kryptonite for Akimbo, I dare say, is now just trying to find something here outside Oaken. Not too sure if he spotted Nox up there, but regardless, he's going to be where it is. He's going to spot him now, knowing there's a player up top. As Nice getting very aggressive here. Now going to be to the side of Vent, just outside Squeaky. Could be in a power position here as soon as that smoke fades. Now getting aggressive. Flixie will find that head shot. Edbu dropping on down. It's going to be Sojourn, going to make his way on up. Just trying to find something here, or really either of these teams. It's going to be a 5v4 for Akimbo, but here goes Nice. He'll find one. And still two more players left on this site directly as Edbu getting aggressive.
Getting back up to triple with that MP9. You gotta try to get some peculiar positioning to try and find your opponent off guard, but really nobody's biting for anything inside, excuse me, to what is coming off of that flash. But now Oaken with an opportunity, but Florence absolutely clotheslining him with that Galil.
Two players left. It's gonna be Sue and Ed. Make the way on over. Flixie finding a kill in the exact same spot. Two bodies on top of one another. As it's gonna be Sue last alive. Trying to save, I can only imagine. That A4, some armor, and that flash, but we are gonna see Florence come to his left as he's gonna start making some noise. May keep Sue on their toes. It's now Flixie essentially on a way for his 3K here as we get into this engagement with Sue here shortly.
Everybody getting out of dodge, but Sue just surviving for a moment at the back of ramp. Probably will be able to let live. I know that Nice is clearing out the back of T-Spawn, trying to find any sabers that will get out. And Florence, similar findings. It's just nothing. And Sue will take a little bit of damage off of it, but that results in Akimbo's first round.
I hate Flixie so much. Did auto direct go to him by chance?
Thankfully not. Was he pulling some shenanigans?
Yeah, Flixie's being Flick. I love this man so much, man. You have no idea how much I love him, but Flixie being Flixie and T-Spawn. I believe that was Florence. He was maybe having a little bit of fun with, but here we are, 5v5. Now, can they go in and tie things on up right now? The MP9, in the hands of somebody on the side of DNA. That A4 as well. So maybe, just maybe, the guys inside DNA can get some damage done, but the T's of Akimbo looking to get these rounds going because this is a very CT-sided map. It's now Edbu in the rafters. It's going to be 3 players directly here on the A site, but Katie's already through, and she'll be able to find one. So now pushing forward will be Florence spotting Oaken. Can he find this kill? It's going to be a duel of fates here as be a very, very big kill.
Nice. Right behind that smoke is a player that jots down the vent. Now Oaken with a chance to land. Juan Diggs does not. Katie looking to double up and really is just farming here down below. And Nice may just try to meet at just this point. Just dropping down 3 players to meet up with Katie, and they will just swarm onto this B site.
Patiently waiting now. Nice. We'll be able to find one, hunting the second, and maybe a third as the player comes from lobby. Vitaris, he'll be the one to take this engagement, the last one alive as well, but he's looking for that 3K, and he'll find it. Patience is key in a game like Counter-Strike, and Nice has got plenty of it. All 5 staying alive is huge for the T's as they can start letting that economy stack. And, you know, I can only imagine Op will come on out, the next player to die here, throwing that thing on over to Florence as Akimbo looking to take the lead now. You're able to see the first 2 rounds go in favor of DNA, but you're able to go ahead and break that little, like I said, sets the tone. They'll break that tone and say, shut up, Matt. First 2 rounds don't matter. Watch this as now they're going to tie things right back on up. Flixie good to hear at least to try and get an opener here as a lot of molly sent on through. Taurus is still going to be on top of Hut here. So Oko will go for the swing. He'll get the damage, but the kill going in favor of Nice.
Sue now trying to get something going. Star player so far, and Deagle in hand will just miss for the moment. But now Nis looks to get going here at door, just taking their time, waiting for that mini aggression because they just want to be so thorough. Right now, they know they could be going right into a stack if they rush into things, so they don't do exactly that.
Taurus on top. Can he find him? He'll find him. Katie will find one, and Katie will find 2. Activating here. Now in the rafters will be 1 more, and guess what? It's actually another, but it'll be Sue in heaven right now. Name of the game, damage. Got full armor still, no util, but he's got that trusty Desert Eagle. And Mark, I feel like we had a field day with this Desert Eagle on land as it's going to continue here. Look, see, good night. We'll see you next round. 2 players now down. Wait patiently. Good name. Gonna send him on down to 48 HP. Waiting here still, just patiently. Sue just trying to get some damage. Oh, hello. Where'd you come from, Lawrence? No! Katie, why?
Oh man.
Hey, Florence is bad. He's not even moving, man.
Yeah.
If this is a land center. He's probably like, what the heck, Katie?
Florence, oh my goodness, the shenanigans coming through. Clearly, Akimbo are back and having some fun. You love to see it, while also dominating 3 in a row. That's going to be so huge for them, as that's how they recapture the lead. But Team DNA, oh, look at Florence. He's actually got that deagle as a bit of a souvenir.
No op yet. I did see those kills. I was kind of hoping for that T side off, but Akimbo not going to elect into it here, as we are going to see the mollies get sent outside, and the presence, well, very defensive here for the CTs of Team DNA. So we got to wait here patiently. I don't know, Marky. Very good play outside, but it won't matter. Katie with the headshot. We'll take out Oken.
Flixie just trying to get that spam through, not quite on the mark yet, but Katie has taken that damage, so at least you can mark that up for Team DNA. But Florence finding that timing, that's going to be perfect, and maybe taking a little bit of Nice is fun, but he'll love it anyway. Now they've got to swarm. 1 player back at the site going to be exposing themselves with utility, but there is Nox doubling up Akimbo. They can secure this plant against who else but Call Me Sue.
Now bomb planted, last alive. Sue can't do anything about it. Akimbo running amok on this map on the harder of the 2 sides here, Marky. So far so good. And right now, Akimbo money all. Oh, I got my Nova. There's my shot.
Oh yes,
finally got it. I'm happy. Listen, all right, gun game here. So we've had the, what do we have? The MP7, the MP5, the Nova, and obviously the basic AR is the op. What else are we gonna get here, Marky?
Oh man,
he sold the Nova. Never mind.
No, maybe it just got a little cold feet.
Overzealous.
Going for that 5-7 now, as he's able to at least pair that up with armor, and we know how dangerous that can be. But now Soch from afar, a little bit of a mouse jump, maybe costs his life, but just waiting for that Team DNA lobby crunch. And at least Nice, he's smelling something cooking and hot. There's 2 players matched up in that position.
Patiently waiting. I feel like I've been saying that so much, as you know, how patiently can you wait on the CT side when all your friends are dead around you? 5v3, man. Akimbo, another master class here. We saw it on Ancient. Now here we are on Nuke. Edbo, they took out Floor. It's gonna punish him. I feel like getting a little too aggressive there, but when you're having this much fun, who cares? As here we go. They're swarming the A site from high and low. 1 alive. Sue, I don't know what he needs to do. I think he's looking for a special pistol. He doesn't want to stick with that Glock, but in the end, bomb will be planted. Let's see what says Call Me Sue again, the last alive. Yeah, it is. This man is always last alive.
Yes, they are. And right now, ooh, even Sue getting Really just so close to Nox outside, making that step. It should be caught up here in a moment. Up top, finding that headshot. Nox will be unfortunately caught, and there's Katie with that trade.
I don't know, man. Back and forth. Usually the name of the game, but 5 in a row now for Akimbo. I feel like it's just super one-sided right now. So DNA, we're gonna see that op. Let's see if that'll be the difference maker here for Team DNA as Akimbo start to get their things together. Pistol, I would say, Florence, what are we gonna buy here? I was really hoping for that op. That's why I was waiting, but it'll be all util and rifles for the side of Akimbo. That op, let's see if it'll make a difference here as he's set up outside.
That nade right out. Oaken barely missing the opportunity, but finally finishes that job. And you thought it may just be caught within that smoke, but Katie actually found with the sliver of that, just the smoke changing actively, and gets caught. My goodness, I mean, that gets a little bit unlucky outside, but right now reaggressing, and how do you line up like that? Sue, that is ridiculous, and now they will just pursue right into lobby to finish the job, and Nox survives for a moment, and now they will swarm on his position, trying to do everything. 1v4 will only just hit the floor. 3 for Team DNA.
There we go. DNA finally getting themselves back on the board. Is that op? Guess a difference maker, I guess we could say. Intimidating. But there it is. I was waiting for it. I guess it was one of those situations where we did not want to, you know, give the op over to the CTs because we know how the economy is. But I guess now that, you know, hey, they got an op, let's go ahead and bring it on out now. I can only assume that's the way, because I've talked to a few players that think like that now, Marky.
Right.
And, you know, it's a decent way of thinking.
Florence getting that op up, and now unfortunately missing that opening engagement at mini. Player to swing. Taurus doesn't find that kill onto Florence, but actually, did he get that through the wall onto Oaken?
I'm not sure, actually, but regardless, Oaken, extremely weak. His niece will be found. Now, you know, Team DNA trying to bring this thing on back, but they'll have the man advantage for now. As that would be Katie. There you go, tying it on up. I was just saying that. Patiently waiting. What can these guys cook on either of these squads? Oaken extremely weak. Should make it easier to find them, but as long as there's a rifle in a man's hand, anything can happen.
Certainly so, and you have at least the utility for it, Team DNA, here at the back of the site. They can just get a little bit patient for it, but Florence even at the back of the lobby, now outside just being reconsidered. They're holding secret. Katie just looking for something. No players at least getting out of lockers or heaven just yet, but that may be just approached.
Here we are now. Taurus going to take out Florence. 3v3. You know where, should know where 2 of these players are at, but call me Sue. Doesn't matter. We'll take out Nox. And now all of a sudden everything falling apart. But Katie's here to try and give Akimbo a chance on track for an ace. And Marky, don't know. Hold on real quick. I'll put a pin in that as there we go. Molly will come on through. Katie, we'll have to ace to win this one on out, but 7 seconds left. These guys are just going to separate here. I don't think she's going to be able to plant it, though. Ed Boo's here. She'll get the bomb down, get that money at least, but that'll be another round for DNA.
At least that little bonus, right? That's going to be nice for the Akimbo side, but Katie would have had to do a little bit of an ace clutch right there, and maybe with a little more time, a little bit more positioning, would get a better chance at it. But there you go. Team DNA certainly making of something of this first half, right? You got 4 rounds on the board for it, right? At one point, this was 2-5, so they're making their way back for it.
I kind of want a timeout from Akimbo here. I think they need to get the bearings back, you know, tighten them a little bit and get this, you know, I don't know where I'm going to go with this analogy, but get this boat sailing again. Let's go with that one. That sounds all right. As analogies aren't my thing, I'll still leave that one to Benakage. He's the old man with all these words of wisdoms and whatnot, but 5v5 regardless. No op for this side of Akimbo, as they haven't seen too much luck with it. I believe we just saw that one round and not too terribly sure if they got any kills with it, but here we are. Restack towards A. Let's see now. Let's see repositioning himself as, ooh, he still might be able to get this kill onto Edbu.
Oh. Pressure could come in due time, but smoke placed up on ramp at the perfect time. Florence now will just have to fight his foe off of ramp, and the rotation to come in immediately stopped by that molly. Now Sue will have to get creative if they do decide to drop, and they will. Now hot to trot into this site. Sue will just re-peek out, and Nox just put them immediately down. And Katie, oh my goodness, just right where you don't need her to be, right in the vent, mollied out.
Patiently waiting now, as always. It's my favorite saying. I need to get that out of my vocab because I just say it too much. But patiently waiting will be Akimbo for, well, the move that will never come. As I hear Oken running away. But now they're going to be on the hunt here. Don't let these CTs have anything right now. There is still an op in play here. That's going to be Soldier all the way into spawn with Edbu. Because now they're going to be hunting the other player here. Oh boy, Oken in for a world of hurt. He's got 3 rifles pointed at him. He just doesn't know it. Flash comes on through. Everyone's spraying. Can't find anything. And the Kobe with a nade will clean it on up. So the op and the AK will be held, but the rest be left up to the table here. Is now 6-4, 1 away from winning out this half on the T side, man.
Absolutely. And right now, that is such an impressive performance, right? Just coming back into their own. We know Nuke is really a part of Akimbo, right? When you think of them and really all the success that they've had this season, their dominance on this map has really been second to none. But unfortunately, last night, they did lose it, but now just trying to get back on that. Flixie boosted up, and this is amazing! What is that?
Add another gun to the collection, or the gun game mode that we've been playing. The SGs come to play. Because now here we are. Oken down under in secret, wants to pop up and see if he can find anybody, but he won't. Taurus will find one. Soj could be able to find one of their own as well. And now all of a sudden, this looks great for the side of Akimbo, but now it seems to be in favor of the defense here. Oken and Hut, he'll be taken on out. 2 players in heaven. The bomb must be planted here in the hands of Nice. Nox gonna have a nade to hold, and obviously that AK.
Oh, no.
That's a bad molly. This should help, but no, it won't matter. Nox will fall, and now call me Sue, cleaning up the last. That'll be around here for DNA.
That is a crazy retake, but can we take it back to that first opening kill by Flixie? I mean, I've never seen anything like that. That is very, very creative, and really, it's meant to pick on that other A player that's swinging into door that really has that second shot onto Florence when they go for that peek, right? But they're just all ahead of it. Akimbo, unfortunately, cannot wait the mid-round out.
Man, and they're over here still trying to secure the half, but honestly, 6 rounds on T, well done coming from Akimbo right now. Regardless, win or lose this round. I like that in chat. Akimbo Esports, NA Molly, but they still won? Question mark? How is that possible? But here we go. You know, miracles can happen here in NA. So you're gonna run through that Molly. Let's see if this will work. Also eat an 8. It'll be Katie the first one to find. Nice little flick, Katie. Good night.
No!
And now another one. Good night, Nox. Gonna put them to sleep here early on in this round. 3v5 in favor of DNA.
That is so scary. And Team DNA, they look to recoup this entire half, trying to get out of the smoke. What is that? Call Me Sue lines him up again from that position, and it's all gonna be left on Flixie. How has this gone wrong? And maybe in such unlucky fashion, but we'll see how they finish this crime of passion. One member of Akimbo left up, and they're looking to finish this 6-6.
Regardless, I mentioned it earlier, 6 rounds on T is great, but Flixie, yeah, we're playing for stats right now. You know, 1v5 would be nice. You got Mr. Sue pretty weak, and the Opera as well, extremely weak. So I won't count him just out yet, but this, you know, likelihood, if we're gonna do percentiles here, it's like a 1% chance for Flixie here. So he's not out of it completely. It's gonna be a very, very tough round here. And 40 seconds left. He's here with the op. Beautiful round from Soldier in there. 3K. Beautiful stuff, dude. That's just that opening play there. That's gonna be in your caster reel. I can only imagine my caster. I don't even know, because then you picked it up right after. Sue and him just popping off there with the for that bro ace. And a 6-6 half. I dare say Akimbo coming out on top of that one, just because of now they're going easier of the two.
I would believe so, but it's all got to pivot off of this pistol round. I know that the Akimbo fans were getting very excited before that second ancient pistol round when they were up so big, right? Obviously highlighting it and really what that means for the half. If they can succeed in that, then we can obviously get the full effort from Akimbo just starting off early. But Team DNA, if they can ride that wave that Akimbo started at the beginning of their offensive side, then we could see this get quite dicey.
Timeout coming on through. What do we want to see here? I mean, we crazy pistols all outside. There's a dozen things we can go in and do here. What do we want to see here? We want to see the Akimbo round win. That's what we want to see. The timeout will come to an end here. DNA, probably a bathroom break, or maybe talking a bit of strategy. Is it's gonna be 3 armors, 4 armors now. There we go. The buy coming on through, and 2 pieces of util. So we're gonna be, doing the normal thing here. As now it looks like all 5 can make their way into lobby and out through to A main here.
Oh,
shots are there. Flixie will find the opener. Sue onto the site. Katie will find one. I mean as well, but those shots are being choked. We'll give the advantage there for Akimbo. 1 left, and that'll be Katie. Good for 3. Knox, and I believe that's Flixie finding the other ones there. Good round there from Akimbo. Now bringing this thing to 7-6, and rifles in their hand.
An awesome defensive performance right there, especially from Katie, just picking it up. 15 and 6 right now. Absolutely farming on Nuke, and you saw it in the last game. Her performance was just stellar. Obviously, so was Flixie's, maybe a little bit under the mark right now, but hey man, they're on top, and now they should have easy pickings going into some pistols.
Let's see, we keep seeing the ecos be traded out here, so I won't count these guys out just yet, especially with Desert Eagles, Marky. So A1S from us, 3 MP9s for the side of Akimbo. Good amount of util as well. Seeing a lot of it already used as well. And a good nade. Go ahead and do some damage on through. I believe that was Hut or Squeaky there. Regardless, so far so good for Akimbo. Making it easy for them to find these kills later as Flixie wants to get aggressive. Gonna back on off now, but Nice in position. Oken, oh boy, he's lurking. He's searching for him, but nothing just yet.
Searching with those deagles, maybe having an opportunity, and you dunk right onto Katie. That is a huge target to find. But now Florence flying through the air will now just try and stare down from AC onto this red box, but not really given the time of day yet. Still having to be patient for it, but right now there's going to be an abscess of pistols going to be leaking right here into ramp, but now they will contact on you. Oken actually closer than you realize. You'll have to do the dash, but now it's actually a flash. Nice peeks right out, and that's going to be a punish that Florence will just double up onto. 2 players left with those pistols, still trying to pressure and actually getting the better, but there it is. The MP9s, actually the kryptonite of Team DNA this time, Matt.
There we go. Flipping the script a little bit. The kryptonite for DNA, or the kryptonite for Akimbo was those MP9s, and guess what? They say take it. Oh man, there it is. Take those MP9s right back as trying to get the nice score line here. But DNA get another first rifle round here of the half. Now 8-6, looking to make it 9-6, and then obviously 8-7 here. But right now this T side for DNA, a bit of more of a puggier stack with some structure, as like I mentioned, I feel like it's been the same 10 players the last like 4 or 5 seasons or whatever. So let's go ahead and see what these guys can pull off in this big brain map, as we like to say.
Certainly so, and rifles will begin their search outside. Call Me Sue's will begin on top of that marshmallow and just trying to gun down Florence from afar. Will win that engagement. Now Oken to be challenged. Florence going 2 for 2 outside. The early secret play paying dividends.
And now, +2 advantage right now, about to make it 3. Katie's outside. Just go ahead and give it to her. +4, she's going to be able to find this other one. Katie's just a master here on Nuke. And I don't know, Marky. I'm going to bring it up here now. Once again, I can't bring it up because guess what? Some action's about to happen. It's Florence maybe to get this trade. There it is. But now 1 alive, and I'm going to be a bit mean for... Uh-oh, wait, hold on, Knox. It's going to be on the prowl. He's going to start getting aggressive. Taurus outside here. Katie as well. Just trying to find this kill, but I'm not surprised if this round goes the distance. But then again, I say that, and Flixie is out here on the flank, technically. Yeah, holding up a lobby. I'm not too sure what you want to call us, but now he's going to start helping Florence clear out trophy room and get to that A1S that was so nicely pinged. 12
Love to
bullets
see
left
it.
in the magazine, and now pushing forward.
And just for a matter of time, now re-picking in, Flixie will finish the job, and now lead extended to 3, 9 found, and now is the time for them to discuss getting to those double digits. Can they go 4 for 4? It's certainly seeming like it, but I mean, if the MP9s were the kryptonite of Akimbo on Ancient, I mean, these Tech 9s could be the same argument on Nuke, right? They can be so effective for it. Really, if you maybe send something through HUD, get it going at ramp, we'll see what DNA have cooking for us.
Yeah, and you know, you got to cast the matchup of Limitless versus Akimbo. Do you remember what that map pool was? Oh no, you did Claymakers versus Akimbo.
All the
Do you
way,
remember what that map was?
all the way back then, and I believe, I mean, we at least did see an Ancient. I'm as confident in that as I am anything.
I think it was the Nuke as well, because I remember Katie just having an absolute masterclass against them, but I was really upset they lost that best of 3. But let's go ahead. Second time's a charm for these guys, as gonna even get aggressive. Nox and Sue going on at it. Ed Boo, there it is. The Tech 9 armors are just so strong. That's all you need in this game sometimes, as that's gonna be kills all going in favor. Not all, but most going in favor of the lads on D and A.
But actually,
should be able to spot both. There it is.
Sacha's just gotten right out of dodge, gone to get this bomb down on B, and now Florence will have to rotate in. Excuse me, Nice will. And coming in from afar, will just drop down. Sach right to on that angle. The God ramp proves well again. That headshot is going to be deadly. Team DNA, they are back. And Matt, that was exactly what I feared. I mean, those Tech 9s, they just took the timing, they turned the corners on them, and that is how they find their first round on their offense.
And Tech 9 armor rushes are the king of just every map, man. You can never change my mind. It's a bit costly at times, but obviously it's a decent gamble. And we're going to see it pay off there, as DNA will go ahead and give themselves another round here. And now, a bit of an even playing field in terms of these arsenals and util, but little advantage for DNA as trying to get down that vent. And surely, and nay, the good timing, will it land? It does, but down to 11 HP will be Ed Boo, almost able to find that kill. But now having that man down that vent is just so risky. Now there's just so much on the playing field that Akimbo has to watch for, because now, you know, there could be a man walking up ramp here in a few seconds and they just wouldn't know. But here we are, 5v5 in lobby. Flixie will find one. Will be double spray down, almost finding his teammate as well.
Now right up the vent is Edbu as well. They are crunching onto this A site, and actually that molly just slightly missed to be just re-put up. Florence gets up his own, but now Akimbo, they're gonna have to get creative how they're gonna want to retake this, if that's even the plan at all, as right now just having to back up for it all, get those exits seems to be the plan.
Just patiently waiting, you know, just trying to save these guns right now. Florence in a bit of a playing of the exit position right now, as Edbu's got to start moving here, man. I don't know if he's going to keep his life. Regardless if Florence finds it or the bomb, he'll be able to find one. Clean up that kill, and now he's all the way in the back line, and everybody should be good here. As believe it or not, the map called, oh, well, never mind. I'm going to take back everything I was about to say, because, well, it's still a nuclear bomb here. As it is on Ancient, but one player will be found there. 2 rifles brought on over for each of these squads, and now 9-8. Team DNA trying to tie things on up.
2 in a row, and I love to see the PP Bison come out, but I know that there is a refund button, Matt, and actually that will not be seen. You can add another one to the tally, Matt, because this is getting a little crazy over here.
Hey man, I'm all for it. The CSGO gun game, or CS2 gun game, excuse me, going on right now. We've seen pretty much every sub now, as we're going to start getting aggressive now. Taurus leading the charge, and a beautiful Space Cat skin. I run the same exact one of my Bison. He's going to go ahead and make his way into Observatory. Katie will find the first one on to Ed Boo.
Right above Florence. Now, can maybe just stop the bomb plant, and actually Oaken off of it for a second. Cannot confirm the kill, as Call Me Sue just punishes Florence on that one.
Double door broken on open. Oaken taking some damage through single. as the rest of the crew. I mean, there's not a lot of great potential here to play or to take back this site, as these A1Ss are going to be very important going into the future. But getting some floor bang question mark damage instead of that wall bang damage through the point there in the rafters, as this should be another round here for DNA. Tying things on up, and Akimbo, man, starting, I don't want to say it's a choke job just yet, but Flixie will lose his life there, as just gotta get the get the bearings back on track here. As let's go ahead and see a tie game now. The Bison, we're not going to see any kills from him, unfortunately.
That is unfortunate, as that is quite a spectacle, and probably to be upgraded upon in this round, unless they are extremely dedicated to the bit, as we may see it inherited along the way. Just keeping up with it, and hopefully we'll make Akimbo pay with that one. But as you see, Akimbo, they do survive with 3, and Flixie and Florence, they'll be able to get those M4s back up. So reloading here into round number 19.
Here we go. Util in the hands of everybody now, as maybe some early damage on. Akimbo wants to take back this lead. Ooh. Do not want to give that up. A little bit of breaking of the ankles there towards ramp on the knocks. But a lot of Util to slow down what would have been a push. Now stuck in lobby and trophy.
That early attempt just stopped up for it. Sue, spotting at least somebody spamming off the top of it, but Call Me Sue actually just landing so many of those spams, but it's going to take a lot of bullets through that metal wall and isn't able to finish the job. Now some outside smokes being lined up. Team DNA getting ready to throw something. I believe that's going to be a bit of a diagonal wall if it's just the pair, but we'll see what Team DNA have to scare here with a minute left.
Ticking away, 55 left on that clock. DNA got to start to make a move here. Nisa Florence here watching towards ramp, and looks like 1 outside and 2 on the inside here of A for this side of Akimbo. But now Util, still plenty of it for this offense. This may be where Akimbo, they start taking a major hit here, because it's only 2 flashes, a nade and a molly. Just how much do you guys value your Util for these retakes? But for right now, seems that aim has been the name of the game, as Katie gets absolutely caught timing there. As flashes on through, Taurus will get aggressive. Flixie good for 2, and he's going to be hunting for his third now. As Sue and Soj going to be able to find 1 each. Flixie falls. It's going to be a 3v2 in favor of the offense, but there's 10 seconds left, and Nice will go ahead and find 1 on the flank. They can go ahead and make a move as soon as they hear this bomb being planted. Sue will go ahead and get that bomb down. Can't do it. Nugly Kembo finding their 10th.
That is beautiful. They spoil the hopes and dreams of Team DNA, but now all that money has had to come to a certain point for that offense. They built it up 3 in a row. Now we'll be able to respond to a little bit of adversity, just getting that Akimbo round up. But now you're not out of this game, Team DNA. Let's see how you respond, but Akimbo back on track.
Oh God, this is funny. Blake just messaged me. Fluffy aimers were typing. They were down. Unjustified was down 112. They came back and won the map, and then won the series 2-1.
No.
All right, kids.
Oh, no.
Don't never type in your lobbies, kids. As Flixie will go ahead and get things started. Oh, that's so great, man.
That's amazing to hear.
That's karma in a nutshell.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw firsthand this weekend how deadly Lake can be. We got to get him in a post game as well. The man is an absolute goat, but he's getting caught on a little bit of a spam there. Down to 15 for it, but it always reminds you, Matt, you got to keep with that sportsmanship, even in esports.
Man, that goes everywhere. Make sure to fist bump your opponents on LAN. Make sure to say GG. Your
Absolutely.
Pugs, your face at games. Well, it's the same thing. All of it's pugs, but here we are.
Actually play SIBO pugs, Matt. I'm the only user on the planet that still be doing that. You probably don't even know what that is.
No, sir. No idea. I'm
My
still
goodness.
a newbie to a lot of this. Man, I know Face It, and I got my MMM/Premiere.
We'll turn back the history books for you, but that'll come in due time, because right now here in season 47 of ESEA, obviously these playoffs are getting started, and on a whole nother game, CS2, our first playoff run here in the losers bracket, Akimbo Up by 10 right now, but with 30 seconds left, Team DNA having a slow crawl outside to now be picked up right into Mini. Let's see how Nox and Co respond. Player at that second vent, who will be swarmed. Flixie removed, but now Nox only to get one. Katie immediately responds, but just for the moment, unpeaking, and that bomb will get planted with 10 seconds left. A 3v2.
Florence making its way up ramp, getting some good nade damage on in as Florence will find one. Now Call Me Sue last alive, and there it is. Nice will get that trade. And another round going in favor of, oh, Katie, we were just talking about sports. Oh, no, just double tap. You know, zombies are a thing. Hey, you listen. Hey, it's all right. You just got to make sure they're down. It can get scary sometimes.
No, definitely. I mean, there is sportsmanship. There's a little bit of banter as well. Obviously, these advanced players, they've been playing each other for years. You know, these connections. I mean, last night it got very personal between two former roommates of Tatum and Flixie. So, I mean, the storylines are here really throughout the entire playoffs.
Man, I was gonna say that must have been a fun interview. Did you get to interview Tatum?
Oh yeah, we talked to Tatum on the Hound channel afterwards with Icy, and man, I mean that guy is always a character for an interview. You know, obviously he was sitting out for a while, but keeping himself warmed up, as you know, on Fisher College, Matt. But
yes,
coming through with the playoff win, Hound gonna be playing tonight as well. We'll have to check up on how that game is going. And Call Me Sue, oh, just tapping away. There goes Katie at the beginning of this one.
And that's a great first kill for the side of DNA, man. If you want to find anybody right now, it's going to be Katie. 20 and 10 to her name right now. Was 29 going into this round, but DNA off to a great start. Everyone going to be down secret except for one player. That'll be Sue in the back line. Make sure nobody pushes through lobby, but some util going to start being thrown here towards A, and a deep nade. Going to connect. Does a decent amount of damage, so Florence will find the first. Sue on the flank in the lobby will be able to take out Nox. And now Florence, hello, through the wall will take out Edbu. And he wants to get aggressive here, but he can just hold the line. This may cost him his life, as it will. It's going to be down to Nice all alone. And the timings are all over the place. Can't find them. 11 to 10 now in favor of Akimbo still. But the timing's not in favor of Akimbo that round.
Call Me Sue. What a round and what a game. 28 and 12 so far. The absolute unestablished MVP for Team DNA, right? You look across the board, keeping their team afloat single-handedly right now, putting Akimbo back onto a complicated bye.
See what the boys can do here. Well, the boys and Katie. I know she's one of the boys right now. It's the way she's been playing, man. Here we are. The pistols, MP9, and A1S, like you mentioned. Let's see what they can go ahead and do here with the limited arsenal on the side of Akimbo. Still, full AKs and full util for the side of DNA. So they have the chance to tie things on up, but Akimbo obviously want to see a round of their own to send this thing into series point.
I would absolutely love that, and Katie not losing their life at the beginning of this round. Obviously, no drops of blood here with a minute 10 off the clock, but here comes this upper sight hit. Nox to respond with only a deagle. How does he do it? But staying alive for a moment. Oaken to get this, and now Katie to respond. 2 swift kills, and now Sach is all that remains, trying to get back into the sight, but the damage is done.
Right now, 1v3. I'm not too sure, so go ahead and do this one. It's great eco so far, but they have to go ahead and put that nail in the coffin for this round. He's gonna find Nice. Nice will spot. Now Katie, oh god, behind the site. This is not looking good. We still have a player here in Vent. So it would be Florence gonna get flashed, but in the middle of the site, so we're just trying to get something going here. Nice little bait, actually. Because here he comes. Florence will take him on out. All you hear is the 2-step up that ladder, and that will be that. Akimbo sending this into series point now.
Love to see it, the team getting hyped for it, and my goodness, I mean, this is gonna feel so good getting this 12th, right? You're getting everything that you could have, right? You think back to even last night when you were just fighting so hard to find one round, and Hound were able to get it back on you. Now you're going to be able to stomach this match point, but can you bring it over the line? That is the question. One more in due time.
Can Can they seal the deal, or will DNA keep this game alive for one more round? Let's go ahead and see. There's no big pressure points here right now for the side of DNA, as now they're going to start walking outside. The smokes will come on through. Katie will be here with no help for now, but right now that pressure starting to build. Katie's gonna be in for a world of hurt here. Just a couple of seconds. I do believe she'll be the one in back garage, and well, guess what? There's 4 players, one of her and one in lobby. Let's see how these guys react.
All the way down, Secret goes for these players. Edbu is still going to be holding strong in lobby, just keeping the patience awaiting. Right now, Flixie atop of Hut, waiting his chance, but right now, Team DNA just taking their time getting down below. You see Ness in position. Here comes the flood straight at a single door. They will get ready to open up, and now the spray will come down. 2 for 2, pulling out the sidearm. Can you to go 3 for 3? Soch does get that trade, and Edbu does as well. 3v3 now into the part of the round, Matt.
Last half, here we go. Bomb now planted. 3v3, and a little bit of a slower pace, but they have to be careful here as everyone's all over right now, as I think this may just go ahead and be, I don't want to say it's a save, because now I'm seeing Florence go for this thing, and Katie here in the back hall, she can't find him. Now time is a ticking. Nox trying to play potentially with Florence, trying to find this timing is just not in favor. The timing's all in favor of DNA right now, as this looks like it will be their round. Nox gonna try and survive with the rifle, but he'll be able to find one. Let's see if he'll lose his life to that bomb. No, he'll stay alive. The AK will be retrieved as well. So now DNA playing for OT. But the guys over here on Akimbo, they want to seal the deal here.
I don't know if they have much will in that conversation, right? You look at what they're going to be able to get up. It's going to be the Deagles, the MP9s. You got to get creative for it, but we know how much those ecos and the MP9 rounds have meant so much in this series, but maybe that's what is needed for Akimbo to send it over the line, right when DNA are least expecting it, right? But we shall see. DNA could certainly, overtime could certainly be on the cards.
Timeout though. Let's see. I wonder what they're talking about here, guys. You know, let's just shoot heads. You know, that's what DNA is thinking right now, because that's what they do best. Like we mentioned it, Akimbo trying to seal the deal here. But so far, I mean, DNA, it's one of those situations, Marky, where online, where like I was saying to you, is whatever you can do, I can do better. So if you see a successful T side from Akimbo, guess what? DNA can probably do it themselves, and I think we're getting a lot of that right here. So let's see now. Can Flixie and Co on Akimbo seal the deal here, and be playing if I, what is it, Beer and Sigs? What did I say earlier? Whoever the heck they lose. We'll find that out here in a minute.
Oh, and there's Flixie, the man we were just talking about, getting that opening kill, the MP9 swinging through for it, and that's a very good start. But Nis on the other side of the smoke, shadow advantage, and there is a headshot, and now 3 remain for Team DNA.
Can they do it? 3v5. They push together and take these fights together. You can see it, but he's here on ramp solo all by himself. 1 player outside and 3 in or around A. Taurus and Ed, who big moment here at Nice can go huge. He'll be spotted. He'll find one, but can he find the second? No, he'll get the damage on in though. Zedbu gonna elect the back on up. Flixie looking like he wants to push towards lobby, but he's gonna hold the line. It's Katie making her way up top. Zedbu now wants to start clearing ramp even more. These guys on complete opposite sides of the map, but they can rejoin quickly. They decide to go B, but so not too sure. Looking like potentially want to make his way towards hell and push down ramp with his teammate there, but a 2v4, 35 seconds left. It's not looking great.
Soch will go the long way around, having this AK and trying to get up in heaven, but actually just spotted, and now lobby will be exposed as well. But Flixie just taken care of, and now the split can come to fruition as 19 seconds is all that remains, and Nox is the one that maintains. My goodness, what a spray right there, Matt, and that is how they secure their first win in the series playoffs. This is such an incredible spray transfer to finish this off, Matt. 2-0 over Team DNA, and what a result.
Yes, sir. And now Akimbo will await the losers of My Life Be Like or Spectre that are currently on map number 2. I'm trying to get an updated score for y'all, but regardless, I mean, Akimbo just a great game overall, especially on that ancient, keeping it really close on their map pick of Nuke. But I mean, when you got people like Katie firing at all cylinders, I mean, what more could you ask for? So a great 2-0 win right now, or for Akimbo, and they'll go ahead, like I mentioned, wait for the losers of the other game to go in and see they play.
Certainly so. And don't go anywhere. We're going to be dragging Flixie up in here for an interview here in just a moment. So stay patient with me, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with a very special guest after that huge win here. Looking to run it through the losers bracket. We got Mr. Flixie joining us. First of all, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
We're doing very well. It was a very exciting match to cast, but you know, we're happy that you guys were able to take that win in such nice fashion, obviously avenging your performance last night on literally both of the same maps, so that's got to feel good.
Definitely, yeah.
And I mean, you know, we were kind of memeing about it a little bit earlier here, going into the last match. The super sub from Tatum coming on through for Livid Elucid. I can't remember the name exactly on the side of Hound. Was that something you guys were expecting to happen, or was that just something that caught you guys off guard that may have caused that loss?
I mean, we thought Matt was gonna play, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, him playing for Livid is, even without playing the game for like 2 months, is just a flat out upgrade. So.
Yeah, that's all right. And I mean, like going in for the loss from last night, taking that let's say that hatred, that anger, whatever you want to go in and say, and applying it here today. Were you guys happy with your performance overall? Is there? I mean, there's always room for improvement, but let's just start with overall. You guys happy?
Overall, I would say so. We're not really happy with how sloppy our nuke has looked the last 2 days, but I mean, it's all stuff that we can clean up. Is most of our issues on nuke are just like individual mistakes that we need to tighten up.
I see. And really, I mean, talk about that first map on Ancient at least. I know that was you getting really warmed up. That was a very nice map individually for a few of you, but really, I know Ancient is a pretty consistent one for you guys, being a little bit slippy last night, but was it really a breath of fresh air getting that one back for you guys?
Yeah, it definitely felt good. We were just like playing really, really poorly. On our CT last game, and we just never got a chance to get back into the game, so we were able to start well and kind of shut down what they were doing early, which let us do some other stuff.
Certainly so. And I know that we're looking forward, what, Matt? It was Pantsu versus Beer and Sigs that we're possibly looking at the victor of. How?
No, My Life Be Like Inspector.
That's right. So how are you feeling about that possible next matchup? I believe the gauntlet continues. That will be tomorrow night.
I don't know, our scrim record's not great against those teams, so we'll see.
Alrighty. Well, I mean,
we're all very confident though, but
good. But you know, absolutely, you know, after a nice 2-0, it's got to feel good. But you know, obviously, you guys were disappointed with losing out of that first winners round. You know, it's got to feel some type of way to be the first seed. But maybe, you know, this is what you guys need, like a little kick in the butt to get going. Do you feel like maybe that's kickstarted the system? Are you guys ready for this losers bracket run?
I mean, yeah, we're all dialed in. We're all, you know, giving it our best go. It sucks being the lowers bracket, but I mean, teams have won from getting knocked out first round before.
Certainly so.
I mean,
I would say confident.
I think X13 just did that a few seasons ago with that Gonzo Drew, the Akari Esports lads. But I mean, like you mentioned, possible. I mean, outside of, you know, Hound is a threat to at least me thinking about it in your guys' shoes just because they beat you. But who else do you see as a threat here in this losers bracket run that you may have to face later down the line?
Well, let me look at the bracket to see.
Well, we can talk about it. I know that during the break, we found out that LAG just had a dominant performance over Might. So I guess they'll be joining you guys in the losers.
Well, so we wouldn't be playing them until
a little later on,
the lower semis.
Okay.
So by the time we play them, we're already in relegation, and if we can just get ourselves to relegation, then we're happy.
No, absolutely. Give yourself a chance.
We just want to prove ourselves there, yeah.
Certainly so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flixie, it's been always a pleasure having you on, especially Matt and I. But is there anything you want to say to any of the Akimbo fans and staff that are watching and supporting you guys along tonight?
Yeah, we're gonna run this shit. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, we'll see you again tomorrow night, Flixie. Best of luck and rest up for that game. We're going to get you out of here. We'll throw it to an intermission for just a moment. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, obviously after that very, very nice interview, always good to hear from Noah. You know, we've gotten to hear from Florence a couple of times, and maybe we will amongst this playoff series as we get along. But that is a very nice 2-0 for them, and I know that's got to feel good to get the ball finally rolling, but you hear the attitude of just getting this chance into relegation, and that's really what it's all about. You know, this was a squad that was hurt by not having that chance last season when they should have. So obviously getting that chance to prove them they are thirsty for, and we are cheering for them to get to, because, you know, give them that chance in relegation. I think this Akimbo roster could succeed.
Yeah, and you know, just he mentioned it, man, it's gonna be a long journey. I believe there's 5 games minimum if I was looking at this correctly. So like I said, long journey to go ahead and that ahead for the Akimbo guys. But Flixie, you know, he's been to relegation a few times. He's been at ECL a few times. I'm sure that he'll go ahead and bounce right back. But like I mentioned, they got to go ahead and keep everything cool, calm, and collected, because that journey, yeah, it ain't short.
Yeah, it's a rocky one. It's a rocky one. It certainly is. But unfortunately, our road will be met right here tonight. The end of it, that is. And Matt, it's been an absolute journey and a pleasure to have you on, my friend. It's always so nice to get to cast with you. But Matt, I know that we are excited for these whole playoffs, and obviously we're seeing upsets, things popping off everywhere. Unfortunately, Team DNA, that's going to be the end of their season tonight, and GG's to them. Obviously have had a pretty good run this season, the 8th seed overall, but they fall out 0-2 unfortunately. And obviously, you know, we were just mentioning it, LAG over Might is a bracket buster as well, and you know, we were talking about it. I mean, seeing LAG at Frag, getting to meet some of those guys, it's a little more personal for us, but we personally got to see that fire that was maybe exactly lit at that tournament, barely losing in the semifinals to Badass Gaming, who end up winning the whole thing. So obviously they are hot to trot coming out of that, but now you also see Akimbo finally bouncing back, and I think they're back in form for what will be a amazing losers bracket run. But before we close this thing out, I wanted to tell you one more time about shop.akimbo.gg. Obviously you can look at the drip, and that is what it's going to be across, you know, Flixie, Florence, all these guys. That's what they're going to be repping while they're gaming out here in these playoffs. So obviously if you want to look and have that sort of drip, you obviously got to go check out shop.akimbo.gg. But Matt, this is the end of our road, and I just want to thank Akimbo for having us back on again. And hey, we're going to be right back here tomorrow. The show goes on, and I mean, that will be in just a little bit. I think we're still waiting on finding any update on that, Matt.
Right now, I don't know who won map 1 because of this beautiful website that's called Face It is, but map number 2 on Inferno coming to a close here soon, 12 to 10 in favor of Spectre. So maybe, guys, go ahead. I'm going to link it in chat. Let's see if it'll ban me or whatever. That's always happens. Let's find out.
Oh, no.
Keep tabs on that match page in chat if to go ahead and see the opponent, because like I said, I have no idea who map number 1. Spectre might just close out map number 2, and we're going to map number 3, but that'll be the match room you'll be watching for the opponents here tomorrow.
Certainly so, and looking forward to that. Obviously, Spectre and My Life Be Like are both very, very good squads that I would love to see. Either, yeah, we can sing it up with Akimbo, right? But maybe we'll play into that meme of it is going to be a My Life Be Like, ooh. All right, we'll be on the nose for it for a little bit. But Matt, this is unfortunately the end of the road for us. So we've said our thanks, and unfortunately we're getting kicked out. They're shoving us out the door. But jokes aside, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for popping out and supporting Akimbo in another playoff game. Look forward to tomorrow night's game for Spectre / My Life Be Like, excuse me. We will see you then. Oh boy, I can't wait for it, Matt. See you tomorrow night.